and we appreciate all of his many talents. I'd like to present Mr. Tyler Hughes.
Thank you, thank you. I'm going to lower this and sit down because it's so hot. Cumberland Gap, everybody's heading Cumberland Gap. Well, me and my wife's pap, we're headed down to Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, everybody's headed Cumberland Gap. Well, they ain't Kate, we don't mind leaving my Dippin' John sitting behind. It ain't here when I get back, I'll raise the devil round Cumberland Gap. Gonna save my money, gonna buy me a farm, raise sweet taters, as long as your arm, long as your arm, long as your arm, raise sweet taters, as long as your arm. Cumberland Gap, it ain't so far, just a little piece from Middlesboro. Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. Got my road map here. Can everybody hear? Okay, if not, I'll ask the sound guy in front of me. In the spring, one sunny day, my baby left me, he's gone away. Now he's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Call me down to El Paso, hey come on buddy, I need you so. Now he's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. You don't like my peaches, and don't you take my tree. Stay out of the orchard, let the peaches be. 'Cause now he's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust, Lord show me a man that I can trust. 'Cause now he's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Going down the station, down in the yard, gonna hop a freight train, work's done got hard. 'Cause now he's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Said he's gone, and I'm not worried, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out today. I'll get retuned here. As Scott said, I work here, hence the cool uniform. And this is my favorite place to be out here. I'm really fortunate. I get to do a lot of the landscaping and gardening here. And right out here by the fountain is like my favorite place on the whole ground. So I'm glad y'all are out here too. If you're a big fan of the natural world like I am, this is a fun place to be. I get to work out here, and over the last year we've really tried to transform a lot of this and pull out flowers that maybe aren't as beneficial to the world and put in those that are, that attract lots of pollinators and native insects. So it's really fun. There's like hundreds of bumblebees right here that you all probably can't see. And I've become a big bug person over the last year or two, and I've spotted lots of different swallowtail butterflies over here. And like my favorite is the hummingbird moth. If you've never seen one of those, you need to look it up. It's a really, really cool creature. And we actually had one of those out here in the garden just a couple of weeks ago, so that's real exciting. But unfortunately, I don't know any songs about bugs. But there are some songs about flowers, so I'll do a song about flowers. This banjo is a lot like me. It's just not like when it gets over 90 degrees. I'm an 85 and below kind of guy. This is an old Carter family tune, and one that Platt and Scruggs recorded too, called "You Are My Cloud." sunlight just as free. And nature seems to say it's all for you and me. You are my flower that's blooming in the mountains for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me. So wear a happy smile, life will be worthwhile. Forget the tears and don't forget to smile. You are my flower that's blooming in the mountains for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me. When summertime is past and snow begins to fall, just sing this song and say to one and all, you are my flower that's blooming in the mountains for me. You are my flower that's blooming there for me. Well, I'll do a song here. It was recorded by Pete Seeger many years ago, and it's one that I really like, that I listen to a whole lot, just because of the message. We're living in a kind of a scary and what sometimes seems like a really sad time, but songs like this give me a lot of hope. So this is called Quite Early Morning. Though it's darkest before the dawn, this thought keeps me moving on. If we could heed these early mornings, the time is now, quite early morning. If we could heed these early mornings, time is now, quite early morning. Some say humankind just won't endure. What makes them feel so sure? I know that you who hear my singing can make those freedom bells go on ringing. I know that you who hear my singing can make those freedom bells go on ringing. So we keep on while we live, till we have no more to give. And when these fingers can strum no longer, and the old banjo to young ones stronger, and when these fingers can strum no longer, and the old banjo to young ones stronger, Yes, it's darkest before the dawn. This thought keeps us moving on in all this world of joy and sorrow. We still can have singing tomorrows in all this world of joy and sorrow. We still can have singing tomorrows. Yes, it's darkest before the dawn. This thought keeps us moving on. If we could heed these early mornings, the time is now, quite early morning. If we could heed these early mornings, the time is now, quite early morning. I can switch around here and grab my dulcimer. You know, the best thing about these uniforms is there's a secret compartment that you can keep all of your picks in. But the worst thing about these uniforms is they're 1000% polyester. Maybe it's not so good. The pocket's so deep you can't find your picks. Well, I'm real fortunate to also work part-time for Mountain Empire Community College. I'm an adjunct music teacher there, and we kicked off the semester last night. I think I figured it up. I think it's my 7th or maybe 8th year teaching there, which is hard to believe. So, but we kicked off the semester last night with my old-time string band class, several of which are here today. So thanks for coming. Extra credit for you all.
All right.
And we got some good dulcimer players in there, so play a little tune here. told Logan in the lead, Morgan in behind. I'm going down this rocky road to that gal of mine. Fly around my pretty little miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty little miss. It almost drives me crazy. 16 horses in my team as I go riding by. If I don't get to see you now, you'll know the reason why. Fly around my pretty little miss, fly around my daisy, fly around my pretty little miss. It almost drives me crazy. Thank you. Well, while I'm tuning, it's hard to tune and talk at the same time, but I'll try. I'll tell you that tomorrow night, I'm really excited. I'm going to be playing up at WAXM at the Virginia and Kentucky Opera. They're really excited to start having shows in that space again. And it's a fairly large venue, so you can come and be socially distant. And the show starts at 7. I think the doors open at 6. So come early, get your seat. I'll play some of these same songs. I'll just be in a lot cooler outfit. Well, you can't pull out the dulcimer and not mention Gene Ritchie. Gene was a wonderful folk musician from Viper, Kentucky. He spent a large portion of his adult life in New York City, and she's influenced musicians all across the world. And while she's passed on, her influence, I think, is still just as strong today. So I'll do a song that she was known for on the pretty fair. Down in some lone valley, in a lonesome place, where the wild birds do whistle, and their notes do increase. Farewell, pretty Sarah, I bid you adieu, and I'll think of pretty Sarah my love, she won't have me, so I understand. She wants a freeholder who owns house and land. I cannot maintain her on silver nor gold, nor buy all the fine that a big house can hold. if I were a merchant and could write a fine hand, I'd write my love a letter that she'd understand. I'd ride it by the river where the waters overflow, and I think of pretty Sarah wherever I go. Special guest to come up here, my very best friend from Possum Creek, Virginia, Mr. Trevor Wise. He'll play a song with me. He rode a three-legged mule all the way from Scott County to get here today. And we're going to try to get into prosthetic legs so he won't have such a bumpy ride back home. Indeed. Well, I'll just tell you, we are going to have a yard sale here in just a week or two, the 4th, I believe, September the 4th. And I'm going to warn you right now, don't take anything in the office that you don't want to go to the yard sale. I took my instruments in this morning, and 3 separate employees came to me and asked if they could buy those instruments. So, just be forewarned. Ladies, don't leave your purse in there. They'll be hawking it off. Sunshine and the heat. So rough on tuning. But I promise you'll like it a lot better if we tune. Alright, before they go out of tune, this is the old Carter family tune called Sweet Fern. Oh, give me your instrument. Time is coming, sweet lonesome bird, your echo in the woodland I hear. Down in the valley, so lonesome you're singing, while the moonlight is shining so clear. But I know he's away in a far distant land, land that is is over the sea. Go fly to him singing your sweet little song and tell him to come back to me. Sweet bird, sweet bird, oh tell me, is my darling still true? Sweet bird, sweet bird, I'll be just as happy as you. Oh, tell me, sweet bird, is he thinking of me and the promise he made long ago? He said he returned from o'er the sea. Oh, why do the earth roll so slow? But I know he's away in a far distant land, the land that is over the sea. Go fly to him singing your sweet little song and tell him to come back to me. Sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, oh tell me, is my darling still true? Sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, I'll be just as happy as you. On my finger he placed a small ring on the day he departed his home. I promised I'd be his own true love and love him wherever he roamed. But I know he's away in a far distant land, the land that is over the sea. Go fly to him singing your sweet little song and tell him back to me. Sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, oh tell me, is my darling still true? Sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, I'll be just as happy as you. Is my darling still true? Sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, sweet bird, I'll be just as happy as you. How much are you going to charge me? Yeah. We'll sing you one that we like to do together. Yeah. I hope it's in E flat. That's what we're going to do. Out on the perilous deep, where danger silently creeps, and storms so violently sweep, you're drifting too far from the shore, drifting too far from the shore, you're drifting too far from the shore. Come to Jesus today, let Him show you the way. You're drifting too far from the shore. Today the tempest rolls high, and clouds overshadow the sky. Sure death is hovering nigh. You're drifting too far from the shore, drifting too far from the shore, You're drifting too far from the streets. Come to Jesus today, let Him show you the way. You're drifting too far from the shore. Why meet a terrible fate when mercy's abundantly wait? Turn back before it's too late. You're drifting too far from the shore, drifting too far from the shore, You're drifting too far from the trees. Come to Jesus today, let Him show you the way. You're drifting too far from the shore.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. I didn't come with much of a plan. I wrote down a big list, but I didn't put them in any order. So. Well, thank you. How about another hand for Trevor Wallace? I will swap around here and play this guitar, this old Attitude guitar. All right, I'll try this song here. This was a song I'm a big fan of Smokey the Bear, always have been, long before I got to be a park ranger. I think it's like one of the best marketing programs that's ever been created in history, Smokey the Bear. Also, he's so cool. He's got like a great message, and he's a bear that runs around without a shirt all the time, telling people not to start fires. So. But in the 60s, there was a program run through the U.S. Forest Service where you could become like a junior ranger under Smokey the Bear, and you could join his ranger group. And they would send you this little kit that had all this fun stuff, little bookmarks and things like that, and you'd be a certified ranger, and they would send along this song that was written about Smokey. And there's a great YouTube video if you're like a YouTube fanatic like I am and love to listen to music on there. There's a great video of Eddie Arnold performing this song in the, I think it's the early 60s, I believe, for a live audience of kids. And it's a really fun video. I don't really know the history behind it. You know, it's like it's on a stage and it's made to look like, you know, they're in the woods and stuff, except there's like this Italian chef that like illustrates Smokey the Bear as he sings this song. So go figure, I don't know. The 60s were a wild time. So I'm going to try to do this one, and I'm going to cheat and pull up the words here. It's been a long time since I've done this. With the ranger's hat and shovel and a pair of dungarees, you'll find him in the forest, always sniffing at the breeze. People stop and pay attention when he tells them to beware, for everybody knows that he's the fire prevention bear. Smokey the Bear, Smokey the Bear, prowling and a growling and a sniffing in the air. He can find a fire before it starts to flame, that's why they call him Smokey, that was how he got his name. You can take a tip from Smokey, that there's nothing like a tree. They're good for kids to climb in, and they're beautiful to see. Just have to look around you and you'll find it's not a joke to see what you'd be missing if it all went up in smoke. Smokey the Bear, Smokey the Bear, growling and a growling and a sniffing in the air. He can find a fire before it starts to flame, that's why they call him Smokey, that was how he got his name. You can camp upon his doorstep, he'll make you feel at home. You can run and jump and ramble anywhere you choose to roam. He'll let you take his honey and pretend he's not so smart, but don't you harm his trees, for he's a ranger in his heart. Smokey the Bear, Smokey the Bear, growling and a growling and a sniffing in the air. He can find a fire before it starts to flame, that's why they call him Smokey, that was how he got his name. If you've ever seen a forest when a fire is running wild, and you love the things within it like a mother loves her child, and you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through, remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Smokey the Bear, Smokey the Bear, growling and a growling and a sniffing in the air. He can find a fire before it starts to flame, that's why they call him Smokey, that was how he got his name. Well, I'll do a few more here. Thank y'all so much for coming out. I think I know everybody, so that's a really great feeling. I have so many friends here. Except for a couple of people in the back. But I think I know who sent you, so we're already mutually connected. Well, I'll do another card for this. This is one of my favorites. I'm so proud to be a Virginian. There's so many great things about our Commonwealth, like the fact that we're a Commonwealth. We're not even a state. How cool. So this is a song about Virginia, and this is called Mid the Green Fields of Virginia. Mid the green fields of Virginia, dear, I met you, where the roses red and white around us grew. And I held you in my arms and gently kissed you. The robin sang the sweetest song he knew. I'm longing for Old Virginia, for old Virginia and you. And I'm hoping the soul within ya is longing for me to Virginia, just like the ivy, my heart clings ever true. And I reckon in the spring I'll bring a little ring to old Virginia and you. Though tonight I'm far from you in old Virginia, I love you as I did that day in June. And when springtime comes again to old Virginia, I'll build a little cottage just for two. I am longing for old Virginia, for old Virginia and you. And I'm hoping this soul within ya is longing for me to Virginia, just like the ivy, my heart clings ever true. And I reckon in the spring I'll bring a little ring to old Virginia and you. And I reckon in the spring I'll bring a little ring to old Virginia and you. Alright, well I'm going to switch back over here to the banjo and I'll do a few more songs. I'll do some songs that I recorded last year for a new album that I put out called When the Light Shines Again, which is a collection of coal mining songs, mostly from Southwest Virginia. So, not all of them, but most of them. They have some arguments to them. One of my favorite songs that I recorded for this project is a song called The Black Mountain Lullaby. Black Mountain borders Virginia and Kentucky. It's actually the highest point in the state of Kentucky. And it's been in limbo for a long, long time. It was strip mined, which is very controversial. The Kentucky side was not mined, but the Virginia side was mined. And what now is many years ago, seems like forever ago, I was in grade school, there was a terrible accident on that mountainside where a boulder was dislodged during the night and rolled through the home of a family in Inman Holler. And it did not receive a whole lot of national attention, even though it was this devastating, horrific accident that took the life of a 3-year-old child in Rice County. But it did get a mention in the New York Times by a friend of mine named Silas House, who's a well-known author of the Appalachian region. And this led a songwriter, she read this and was part of a songwriting project that took place at the Cecil Sharp House, to this project to write new ballads about the world, ballads that someone like Cecil Sharp might have collected had he come through the Appalachian region in the 2000s instead of the 1800s. So this is called The Black Mountain Lullaby. Gather round my table, say sweetly, in my little trailer, in the mountains of Wise County. Grief is mine forever. my story. Down in Inman Holler, in the mountains of Wise County. Bye, baby, baby, bye, little baby, bye, 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 baby, baby, bye, little baby, bye, bye. Mountaintops are made of 1,000-pound boulders that roll off the hills and onto our shoulders. Lord, let me bear it for safekeeping, but Lord, let me shield it from my nearest Jeremy. Bye, baby, baby, bye, little baby, bye, 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 baby, baby, bye, little baby, bye, bye. Mama will hold you when you are sleeping, but the angels will hold you in their keeping, and powerful men will make their money, but your name will live here in the mountains of Wise County. Bye, baby, baby, bye, little baby, bye, 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 baby, baby, bye, little baby, bye, bye. I'll do two more here, one real quick, and one just real quick. And I want to thank you guys for coming out. Like I said, it's so good to see so many friends, and I know it's hot, even in the shade. So I really appreciate y'all coming and hanging out today. And they paid me extra to say things like, come on in the museum and check out the new items in our gift shop after the show. So if you haven't been in the museum for a while, I'd love to welcome you in. We've got some great stuff on exhibit, and we do have new items in the gift shop. So Christmas is right around the corner. Get all your shopping done now. Well, we're proud parents of two big babies. One weighs about 550 pounds and one probably weighs closer to 400 pounds. We've got two donkeys that we love dearly. We have May, who's a little bit timid, and we recently acquired her good friend Homer, who's like if Scooby-Doo was a donkey. That's how I always explain Homer. He's got a lot of character. They recently went on a little trip. They lived down on Possum Creek, and I guess they got bored, or perhaps like 3.5 acres wasn't enough for them to roam around in. So they busted down the fence and they took off and explored Scott County. They had a great time. They rode the chairlift at Natural Tunnel. Checked out that little cool gas station there in Duffield that has a McDonald's in it, you know. But we finally got them home, and hopefully more secure. And I always like to do songs about mules and donkeys because of that. And this is one that I recorded on that album. It's called My Sweetheart's the Mule of the Mine. My sweetheart's the mule of the mines, ride her without any lines. On the bumper I sit, 'cause I chew and I spit all over my sweetheart's behind. My sweetheart's the mule of the mines, ride her without any lines. On the bumper I sit, as I chew and I spit all over my sweetheart's behind. I'll do one more. Thank you all so much for coming out. Not yet, not yet. Don't take me off yet. Retha's going to get out the big long cane and jerk me off stage. I'll do you one more. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the Southwest Virginia Museum. I always like to say that Big Stone Gap really does not know how fortunate it is to have a state park right in the downtown area. It's like one of the best things about campus. So thank you all for coming and supporting us. And do check out the inside if you haven't been in a while. We'd love to have you. And we've got more programs coming up, which Retha will tell you about right after this song. Tennessee, they'd lease the convicts out, set them in the coal mines against free labor stout. Free labor rebelled against it too, and it took some time. When the lease was in effect, they made them rise and shine. But it won't roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. But it won't roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. They get them up on time, march them down the Lone Rock, said look into that mine. March them down the Lone Rock, said look into that hole. The very next thing the captain says, you better get your coal. But he wants to roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. But he wants to roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. Not so well, the meat it is all burned up, and the coffee's black as heck. But when you get your task done, you'll gladly come to call. And anything you get to eat tastes good done or raw. But won't you roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. But won't you roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. bank boss is a hard man, a man you all know well. If you don't get your task done, he's gonna give you hallelujah. Carry you to the good, and on the floor you'll fall. Very next thing the captain says, you bet you'll get your coal. But he wants you roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. But he wants you roll down the line, roll down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. Yonder comes my darling, coming down the line. Thank you all so much.